Post. The newspaper? Tom Burke? Yeah. Tom Burke organized the first minority law firm in California. He was a representative for China for those tall cranes out there. Deep sea cranes? Yeah. He's a serious fellow. Yeah. Yeah. I was so glad he's my relative. You know what I mean? Yeah, relatively speaking, you know. They're kindred spirits. Yeah. But he's actually married to my wife's cousin. Yeah. Delta. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. And she's doing fine, by the way. Yeah, she is from down in Southern California. Those who know her. This group, y'all act like y'all from California. Out here, in the middle of the week, at night, okay, got some kind of calls going. That's what y'all do. That's the reputation I got, you know that. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about Northern California. So I knew. Boy, the word, you know, they work so hard. They say, well, we don't know how many. I said, I know how many don't come out. Okay? There's many to hear about it. The rest of them don't want to know about it when you get back. Yeah, that's what you represent. I know that. Yeah. Mrs. King spoke out here. When Dr. King spoke at the UN in 1967, at the spring mobilization to end the war in Vietnam. He spoke at the UN. We marched from, what's the name of that park in New York? Yes, Central Park. Yes. Right. I knew it. I just want to see if you remember. Central Park. The march was so long, Reverend, until the rally was over before everybody got out of the car. Yeah. The rally was over. And Mrs. King spoke out here in California. And Dr. King spoke in the UN. On that day, we had over 1 million people in the streets. That was one of the things that convinced Congress, okay, that the war had to end. There wasn't any more budget. That's why. Can't have no war without a budget. That's the purpose of the war, by the way. Is for some people to increase their budgets. Yeah, that's the purpose. Yeah. But I'm reminded of that great event because Martin Luther King was really convinced to take an outward stand against the war in Vietnam because of Coretta Scott King. Yeah, she went to Antioch. She was involved in the, what is it called? International League of Peace and Freedom, what's it called? Women? Yeah. That's what she was involved in college. They had no peace movement in Morehouse. Antioch. She was the one that convinced him. He was against the war, but the question was, whether you're going to come out. Coming out is the issue. Because Martin Luther King had a lot of other issues he was already working on. Okay? Yeah? Okay? Yeah. He'd been thinking about that Poor People's Campaign ever since Marion Wright Edelman, okay, told him that they ought to have a tent city or something. Yeah. She's the one that was head of the, what do we call the Children's
Defense Fund.
The Children's Defense Fund, yeah. She was involved with the Mississippi Freedom Schools down there. Okay? Yeah. So, Mrs. King, that's what I'm talking about. You have to have people who are going to help to collaborate with you. and folks who are going to help to bring you out. That's why folks are here, because somebody helped to bring them out. Yeah. We need to find more bring them out people. Yeah. That's what we have to do. Yeah. Bring them out. And you know what? That's what nonviolence is all about. Bringing the best out of others. When we look at it, we're only here for a short period of time. And the older I get, the shorter it seems. Dang. You know, I've lived 4 years and I got to live. Jesus. You know? So that's why I'm so busy. Because I got to make use of this time. Some folks be calling me. Come here. Come there. Come to other. I have to be very selective. I can't go everywhere folks call me to go. You know? So they have to call me several times before they're able to reach me. Now the best way to reach me is through the folks who I'm working with. Now that's the quickest way to reach me. Alright? Because they know how to put their hands on me. You know why? Because I have my hand on them. And it's in their back. Push it. Go get them. Go. And you got some folks who just do that, by the way. I want to take this moment to really congratulate these two young fellas who just... There's some bad dudes. That's a bad duo they got there. Yeah, I'm telling you. Okay. I've been calling them all these years and getting them to come and do work and all that. And they called me up and laughed and said, we got some work for you. Call me out here. You know something? Now that's when you know, okay, that you have accomplished your goal. When the folks that you have been calling to do the work, calling you to do some work. Yeah. They have learned that lesson all too well. Yes, that's why we're here. And I am so excited about what's happening. I have a peace on me now that passes all understanding. Yeah. So when you want to tell somebody you met him, you say, I met a peaceful man. A man who's at peace. I look at the things happening in the world today, all the chaotic violence and everything else. But you know what? We're raising up a generation that's going to wipe it out. Listen, you can write this down in history. It's over.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, it's like all over.
Yeah. Yes.
When you're talking about just 2 days of training on the inside of the prison, and they're talking about breaking out. They can't wait to get out so they can start putting together their nonviolent training program. These are folks who locked up. They locked up. And even the doggone jail folk. I mean, I'm talking about the correctional officers. The captain pulled me aside, and that's why I couldn't get to the inmate. He giving me all these stories about the movement and how this thing has changed. He wasn't even supposed to be in the training. It's been